Good morning, church. I may be one of the only staff people not sick or getting sick, so I get to do this next little part. And I have to tell you, I am absolutely giddy with excitement to introduce our guest speaker today. Cork Ramer is a dear friend who has been playing Ebenezer Scrooge for the Omaha Community Playhouse for about the last 200 years, I think. Yeah, something like that. I actually met Cork doing a show where we were playing in a radio show, and his character actually is playing the part of Scrooge. That's the first time I ever got to see his Ebenezer Scrooge, and I was absolutely blown away. His talent is unmatched. He is an award-winning actor here in Omaha and has performed just all over the place. He is, more importantly, a fantastic human being, an absolutely wonderful man, a dear friend, and I am very excited to invite Cork up to the stage to talk to us this morning. Would you welcome him?
I'm going to kill you. Yeah, the first time I met Jay, we were doing that radio show, and then we worked together in Bright Star. They brought me in to play the father, and I was going, okay, this Jay is nice. And then he sang his solo, and I was like, oh my, this young man. Anyway, hi, Cork Ramer. Yeah, I've done Scrooge for a long time. I toured it for 18 years. Across the Midwest and the West Coast. And this is my third year on main stage at the Omaha Playhouse. I stopped touring in 2006 because I thought I was too old to tour. And then they brought me back to the Playhouse to do Scrooge again. And so I guess I'm not too old. My grandchildren might disagree. Charles Dickens, a lot of people don't know, was a deeply religious man. In fact, he wrote a book for his children that he read to his children on a consistent basis called The Life of Our Lord. And you can get it now because he would not allow it to be published during his lifetime and for some time after. It was not published until 1934. When one of the family members said, okay, he's been gone long enough, we can publish the book now. And every single one of his books deals with what we as human beings are supposed to do for other human beings on the planet. Every single book he wrote. Some of them are very dense and hard to get through. Christmas Carol's a tiny little book, and it's not hard to get through, but it carries a deep and profound message. Christmas Present is the one we're talking about. Christmas Past is the first visitor he has that Marley tells him, and then Christmas Past comes. And in that, Scrooge is very active, and he takes part in a lot of what's going on in his past. In Christmas Present, in fact, Christmas Present has this line to Scrooge, shh, listen. And for me, that's the beauty of the Christmas Present sequence, is Scrooge has to shut up and listen to what's going on. Christmas Present takes him on this journey, and they stop first at the Cratchit House in our production. They stop first at the Cratchit House, the overworked, underfed, we have a sick, very ill child, Cratchits. Poor as church mice, don't have anything. I mean, all the money Scrooge gave Cratchit in the counting house, he takes it, every bit of it goes for his family. He's not left with anything. They go to the Cratchit House. It should be a place of, oh, it's Christmas, we don't have anything, what are we going to do? There is such joy at the Cratchit House. They're singing and they're playing games and they're just reveling in being with one another. And Bob Cratchit and his son, Tiny Tim, are coming to the house they've been to church. And Bob Cratchit has one of the most meaningful lines in the show in that scene, where he says, Tim's hoped that the people saw him in the church because he was a crippled, and it might be pleasant for them on Christmas Day to remember who made lame beggars walk and blind men see. A crack appears in Scrooge. A small one appeared with Christmas Past. That line, as an actor and as a human being for me, opens another crack. No one's telling Scrooge, hey, you're a putz, and you should change your ways. No, this tiny little child says, boy, I wish people saw me because I'm crippled. Because then they can remember who brings the joy into it. And there's joy throughout this whole scene until someone brings up Scrooge's name. And then Bob Cratchit's wife goes, okay, I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to tell you what I think of Scrooge. He's not a good person, and you know that better than anybody. But her husband, who has a very dear and warm heart, says, no, he is the founder of our feast. We'll acknowledge him that he gave us this. Another crack appears in Scrooge to let that shell that he has put over himself come in. Because, see, Scrooge is not just a mean person. He was a normal guy. But then things happened, and he made choices. And he built this shell all around himself. And the three ghosts come, and they have to break that shell off. And so that line, who made lame beggars walk and blind men see, opens a big crack in Scrooge. And then when the family, despite how Scrooge treats Bob Cratchit, raise a glass to him and say, to Mr. Scrooge. And another crack appears. And Christmas Present notices it. And he looks at it. What's that on your cheek? What's happening to you, Scrooge? Nothing. Then Present takes him on another journey to his nephew's house, which his nephew invites Scrooge to his house every single year, and every single year, bah, humbug. Scrooge refuses, and he doesn't do it nicely. I mean, there's a line that he has to his nephew. His nephew says, please come and dine with us tomorrow. And I'm sorry, children, but Scrooge's next line is, I'll see you in hell tomorrow. And what does his nephew do? He says, I'm sorry you feel that way. Please still come. Merry Christmas. So Scrooge takes him, goes to his nephew's house with Christmas Present. And once again, Christmas Present says, shh, just listen to what's going on. And there's all this joy in the room for these people that should not be terribly joyful because they've been treated like, well, Scrooge treats everybody the same. At least he's that. He's consistent. But once again, his name comes up amidst all the frivolity, all the joy. Everyone's having a grand time, and then someone mentions Scrooge. And once again, his nephew comes to his defense and says, to Uncle Scrooge, bless him. Another crack in Scrooge. In the book, Christmas Present takes Scrooge to the coal mines of Wales, to people who are working in the mines. And what are they doing on Christmas Day in the mines? They're singing Christmas carols. They're in the hole. They're in a hole. And they're singing Christmas carols because they are joyful. Because they are doing what people should do. They are living in the moment. Christmas present. He is the epitome of, because, we hear all about today. Oh, you got to be present. Oh, we should all be present in the moment. Christmas present is the epitome of that. He lives one day. That's his whole entire lifespan. And his whole day is filled with spreading joy and love and goodwill to other human beings. And he goes around and he knows that in like 17 minutes he's gone. But no, he's spreading joy. Okay? Because he knows his time is short. He's got this day to do what he's supposed to do. He could be Paul, in his letter to the Corinthians. Time is short, is what Paul says to the Corinthians. Time is short. Don't worry about this stuff over here. Don't worry about that stuff over there. Don't do that. Just be here. And just love one another. Christ tells us, okay? Joy is coming. Joy is coming. And everyone's question is, when? When does it come? I got a meeting in an hour. He never tells when, because that's up to us. Okay? And Christ never says, you know what, it's all going to be roses and parades and happy glitter falling from the sky. No, there are always going to be struggles. But I'm here. I'm right here. Feel the joy. Be present and feel the joy. And then take that joy and give it away to someone else. Because then the joy that's here gets bigger. And then they take their joy and they spread it and it gets bigger. You don't even know who they're giving it to, but somehow something in your soul went, ooh, that was just very happy right at that moment. Okay? Dickens wanted human beings to live a Christ-like life. That's in his book of the story of our Lord that he wrote for his children, that he read to them. And it was very, very important to him that he show us. Scrooge has every material thing you can imagine. He's got more money than he will ever be able to spend. And his nephew says, what good is it? He doesn't make himself comfortable with it. He doesn't help others with it. He's not going to help us with it. So what good is that? All his money. Here, my friends gathered at this party. We've got this. We've got enough. And we're going to take this enough that we have, and we're going to throw it out there. And we're going to have a joyous celebration of Christmas with one another. So Christmas present demands that Scrooge listen to others. Christmas past shows him others, and he gets involved in some of that activity. Christmas present just takes him and says, shut up, listen to what's going on around in the world. Just be quiet and listen. Because that's how you found out what people need. You find out what they need if you just listen for a little bit. And then at the end of Christmas Present, he's aging, he's dying. He tells Scrooge, here's your life. Seize it. Love it. Care for your fellows, Scrooge. For the present is fading and soon gone. And that's when another huge crack appears in Scrooge. And he starts to change. With Christmas past, he's shown his past, and little cracks appear because you go, well, yeah, I made some bad choices. That was terrible. But when Christmas Present shows him things, big, giant cracks start to appear in that shell that Scrooge has built. And he doesn't first know what to do with all this light that is now coming into his life. And then he realized, oh yeah, I got to take the light that's coming into my life and I got to shine that light on others. But Christmas Present really, really shows Scrooge how Christ wanted us to treat other human beings. Every person that Scrooge is taken to should have reason to curse his name, or to not like him, or to at least just dismiss him completely from the day's celebration. But no, every person that present shows him shows nothing but kindness and forgiveness to Scrooge. Ow! You know, that hurts a lot when you don't know what you're supposed to do with yourself. At first, it's sorrowful and painful to know that people, they don't really like you, but we still love you. He's still there. Okay? That remind you of anybody who has a birthday coming up? Yeah, it's my daughter. Her birthday's the 22nd. Or my son, it's the 18th. No, just think about that the next time you're out in the world. Because, okay, this time of year, there's a lot of black that happens in the world right now. There's a lot going on. It's amazing how it can just take you and want to put you into a dark place. And this time of year, it can be hard on people because things in their past or things they're thinking about are going to happen in the future. Be Christmas present and show the joy and spread the joy. Yeah, if there was ever a Christ-like figure in A Christmas Carol, it's Christmas Present. Because he loves everybody, not because of what they do, not because of what they say, just because they are. It's unconditional. Remind you of anybody? So take Christmas Present with you this week. Next week is Christmas Future. Don't take him with you. Ooh. Take Christmas Present outside these doors, okay? At my church, oh, by the way, they let a Lutheran in the building. And at my church, we are all about taking it out. What happens in here is the least important part of the service. What happens out there is the most important part of the service. So take Christmas present out with you. Spread the joy. Spread that love. It's coming. Christmas is coming. Can you imagine? Christmas for me is really big. I got 19 grandkids and soon to be 11 great-grandchildren. Yeah, I'm old. And Christmas, I don't get to see all of them at one time. But Christmas is this joyness in my heart because I know I have this little tiny baby that's here and that I love this baby. And I have this 40-year-old granddaughter that I love very much. It's just a season of joy. So take that with you. Okay? That's the message today. That's being Christ-like. He's taking it out there. Okay? Oh, and one last thing before I go. Come see the show. It's pretty good.